Getting out to enjoy the nice weather we've got today.
I got to, man.
Yeah, it's too nice. Too nice.
Perfect from yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was like super duper hot.
Melting out there.
Yeah, but no, now today it's nice. You got anything planned for today?
Going to the Sox game with my cousins right now.
Oh, nice.
And that's it.
Wow, great. Who are the Sox playing against?
I think they're playing the Rockies.
Rockies.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
How about you? You got something planned after some rides or?
Let's see. I'm just doing this. Yeah, that's my plan because I know today's Gay Pride Parade, so I like to drive on where I get a lot of cool conversations or I'm meeting a lot of people from around the city. That's where I usually like. So that's today. Yeah, that's today. Yeah, but then other than that, nothing. You know, I'm planning on probably finish, take a day off early, finish a little early, and maybe hang out with a dog. Who knows?
There
Go for
you
a
go.
walk. Yeah,
Simple things, man.
exactly. So you're more of a Sox fan than a Cubs fan?
I'm pretty indifferent to baseball. It's not something I have any inkling to keep up with, but
Okay.
fun to go to the games.
Yeah. Okay.
Cheap down south and
Mm-hmm.
nice and close up here.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's not too far. It's a good little stadium. It's a lot of fun. So I totally get it. I didn't know they were playing today, so that's cool. But yeah, because in Chicago, obviously, it's like you're either a Cubs fan or a Sox fan, and you gotta come up with it.
Yeah, I guess I'd say Cubs if I had a gun to my head, but I don't keep up with it at all.
Okay, fair enough. So I grew up in California, and so I grew up in Northern California, and then I moved to LA for my 20s, right? So we got the Giants and the Dodgers, and I'm like, I just don't follow any sports. I don't follow any of those. But you know what? If a California team is fighting another team going against another team, I hope the California teams win. And if it's two California teams going against each other, I hope they both win. That's all I am. But I'm not a sports guy. I'm a musician. I'm a comedian. I don't pay attention to any of the other stuff. You know.
Very nice.
Yeah. Are you from here originally then?
From one of the western suburbs.
Oh, sure.
About
Okay.
40 minutes out, Glen Ellen.
Okay, Glen Ellen. Yeah, I know that town. Yeah,
So
cool.
grew up there, and then went to school right here,
Sure.
actually,
Okay.
and then just kind of stuck around.
Nice. Okay. What'd you study?
Sports management.
Oh, very cool. I talked to somebody from Loyola who's looking at the same thing. Very cool.
Very good.
Has that turned into a career for you or a career path?
No, not really. Just now I just do general like marketing, media, things like that.
Sure. Okay.
So it was a good experience. I did work in a few sports leagues and shit. But,
Sure.
yeah, not a career for sure.
Yeah. Okay. What was the sport that kind of got you into that?
Initially it was hockey.
Hockey. Okay. Cool.
So I worked for the junior league out here, the USHL.
Yeah. Okay.
Toured around the Midwest and did a little bit of work with them, and worked for an agent for a little bit, and then just kind of took a break, did some travel, and then came back and jumped into a marketing gig with my buddy.
Okay.
So I've just been keeping that pretty steady
Sure.
for the past 6 years.
Nice.
And Bob's your uncle, that's about it.
Okay. That sounds fun. What's the Chicago hockey team? Why am I forgetting its name?
Blackhawks.
Blackhawks. Yeah, that's a big one. They're a big league, right? They are
Yeah,
pretty
I followed them growing up, and
Nice.
then they had their little dynasty from 2010 to 2015.
Yeah.
Fun time to be a fan.
Yeah, they were running for a while. That's great. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, they were a big name for a while. I think I lived in the Bay Area, so we had the Sharks. That was,
For sure.
yeah.
How long have you been in Chicago?
6 years? Yeah, I moved here in 2018. So I've been here about 6 years. I tell people I haven't adjusted to the weather. I just have snow-induced PTSD now. I definitely would like to be somewhere warmer.
Fair enough. It wasn't that bad this year, though.
This year was a very mild winter compared to... I moved here during the polar vortex. The
I remember that.
Yeah, and then I was here for the 2013 polar vortex also. So that was the first time. 2013 was the first time I ever saw snow in my entire life.
Wow.
That was right, and that was the one where there was
Oh,
like a
wait,
30-year record breaker. It was brutal out here. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad, that's for sure. Yeah, so definitely would like to go someplace warmer eventually.
Back to Cali or somewhere different?
I would love to go back to California. I just have to make like $10 million first, and then I'm going. So, yeah, that seems like the only way to afford it. If I want a shack, I'm gonna need $10 million.
I got two sisters live in New York City. It's the same thing.
Same thing. Yeah, New York is hard out there. That's for sure. It's extremely expensive. But even Chicago's getting up there. I live in Edgewater. I bought a place in Edgewater, and I'm just like, I'm so lucky I bought one in 2021 because right now it's so expensive.
Good timing.
Yeah, I got a sub 3% APR on the mortgage, which is like you don't do that anymore. It just doesn't happen anymore. They're like, it's done. It's not coming down. Forget about it. So I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I got in at that one. Very lucky.
Excellent.
Yeah. But who knows? But yeah, now Chicago's getting more expensive, and it's like, but it's the same reason California is expensive is what's happening in Chicago, which is commercial property ownership. People that want to own 8 houses so they can rent the houses out, and that's why rent keeps jacking up. But the mortgage price really isn't that bad, so they're just buying these houses and renting them out to people. And then when Airbnb became a business people wanted to get into too, of course, the same thing. Buy a house, Airbnb it as a revenue source.
Yeah, that's just happening across the nation.
Yeah.
That's not a Chicago only thing.
That's very true. Yes. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing I think about it. I'm like, like the houses are for living, they're not revenue sources. They've never been a revenue source, but they got turned into one. It's really important. Yeah, now I'm in Edgewater, but I'm looking at, I don't know, I might go a little further west, like not Glen Ellen, but like west of Chicago burbs, like right there.
Like Oak Park or something.
Yeah, maybe a little Oak Park, maybe a little north of there, like Norridge or something like that is seeming pretty nice. So I might do something like that. We'll see where I end up.
For sure.
Yeah. What's interesting is it's having me avoid 9094 for a while. It looks like it's a bit of a parking lot.
Ooh.
Yeah. But we'll get close to it, and then it's going to have to jump on, it looks like.
Bumper to bumper getting out to O'Hare
Yeah.
earlier this week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the whole highway's fucked.
I do that drive quite a bit, and it definitely is exactly that. It's a bumper to bumper stops out there. Yeah. What's funny is they're doing that construction, but it's like that construction happens, 10 years after you need it to happen. They never get it ready in time. It's ridiculous. Cybertruck, okay. I've been seeing more and more of those recently.
Damn, that was the first one I'd seen.
Okay.
At least here in Chicago.
Yeah. Yeah, they look way worse up close. You know what's funny? I saw a really funny meme that said, it took them a lot of time to develop it, but they finally have contraception for men. Yeah. Because it just, I look at it, I'm like, why would anybody buy a car that looks like that? It just doesn't make any sense.
Played enough Halo growing up. That's a warthog right there.
And that's exactly it. I'm like, it looks like a warthog. It looks like that vehicle. So to me, I'm like, well, I just don't understand it at all. Yeah. But I definitely
spaceship.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I definitely liked it. I definitely grew up playing War because it really looks exactly like the Warthog shape. It's identical, and that's what I see when I look at it. I expect there to be a gun mounted.
Yeah, back.
Yeah. That was such a fun game. Did you play any of the newer ones?
No, I stopped playing after Reach.
Okay.
So up to them.
Nice. Yeah, Reach was a lot of fun. Not many came out after, but I did play the most recent one. It's fun. The one mechanic I like, they give you this little grappling hook.
Okay.
That you can like pachink and like swing on stuff. It totally changes the gameplay.
So it's like a Batman Spartan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. But yeah, gosh, I spent so much time on those Halo games when they first came out. Those were peak, just graduated high school time.
Oh, they're classic.
Yeah.
Middle school games for me.
Yep. Yeah, they were a lot of fun. It looks like it wants me to drop you off in the lot. Do you want me to see where they want Uber drop-offs to go? I think usually it was down this way or the next one. I don't know where the entrance is to the stadium.
Whatever's easiest for you, Fit.
Sure.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
Because usually they have a sign that say, "Hey, Ubers, drop off here."
Gotcha.
Well, it looks like that's the stadium. I'll just see if I can pull in there and drop you off there. Yeah, you can just walk right over. That works. They just wanted me to go straight. So it looks like stadium's right there.
That'll do.
Yeah, taxi drop off right here. So, all right, cool. Here you are.
Thank you very
No
much,
problem.
man. You have a good day.
You too. Thanks.